What's going on? Another episode 103. TEP, the Transferable Experience Podcast. You're here with your guys, man. We in the back here for another week. I got my brothers here. Earlton, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
To Ed, how about you, sir?
Oh man, I can't complain, man. Just getting my little miles in.
Okay.
I'm getting my 2 miles in 6 times a week right now, man. I'm starting to notice a big difference.
Do you get a second win? Or a runner's high? What they call it? That's what they call
I definitely don't get the runner's high. I definitely don't get the runner's high.
I know what a runner high is, but like
I said, I feel like the first mile is the hardest. Then like that second one is kind of like you just in your groove, so it go by faster. Okay. But nah, the first one is definitely the hardest one. But nah, man, I'm feeling good. You know, getting back into my fit bag. You know, this is my nice little off every other Friday schedule. It's ending this week in anticipation for the infamous busy season. So, yeah, man, that's all really I got going on. That, and I've been in my cooking bag lately. I forgot to tell you about that.
Okay.
Because I have been telling you in real time.
I know you told me you used the skillet the other day.
Yeah, but I was like, because I had messed around and made burgers.
Okay.
With the skillet, and then the week before that, I made baked chicken. So I've been like, because I used to not, because I meal prep during the week, and then on the weekends I kind of just eat out. But these past couple weekends, I actually been cooking on a day, and it's been, I guess, kind of nice. Because like I said, I'm not used to just cooking regular food anymore. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm better equipped. I got that good cast iron now. I got some good knives.
Oh, yeah. He said.
My knives was terrible, bro. Like, I couldn't cut through fruit. Like, ever had to saw. Like, it was bad. So, I don't know. I felt like you got, like, what you, like, the right tools. It make it a little bit more.
It make you look forward to it. Like, I'm going to go home and do this today. You know what I'm saying?
When you got good knives, that make you want to cut up everything.
Everything, bro. Everything.
It
make you want to chop everything up.
Yeah.
Because honestly, man, just to even cut an onion used to be a task for me. So actually being able to like smoothly cut stuff now, I can work on like my actual cutting. Yeah. Like cutting the proper way. Because apparently it's an art to cutting. I had took a cooking class and I learned like the proper way you're supposed to hold the knife, but like kind of like the tip down, and like you're supposed to be like a motion, like well, people on YouTube will see it. Yeah, man. But nah, that's really been it. I've been feeling really good, man. Like I said, I've been consistent with my miles, and it's nice to see like my time just aggressively going down, and I can see like my body like changing, because I mean it's 2 miles, so
that changed your body. Change your body for sure. Change
my body. So
you are leaner these days.
Man, I'm feeling pretty good though, man. That's really been it, man. Just that, and like I say, getting that ready for that, and I think that's all. That was it for me for the week. It was like one of them weeks where I had a lot to do, but I felt like I knew I had a lot to do. So like I attacked it on the front end, and it made today and yesterday super duper smooth because I got most of my work done at the beginning of the week.
Right.
So
that's the best way.
Yeah, man. It was a good week.
Cool.
That's all that's been going on with me. Nothing too crazy.
Hey, sometimes you just sometimes that's just it. Sometimes that's just it. Earlton, how you been, man?
I've been good, man. About the same. I ain't really have anything too eventful going off. It's been kind of busy for me since like last week. I dropped like 2 projects off, picked up 2 more.
Okay.
And I might have one on the way tomorrow. So,
okay.
But other than that, man, just been good. Still been in the swing of things. Ramadan started today.
Shout out.
I didn't pass out.
Shout out.
Yeah, thank God. But yeah, man, nothing too crazy, man. Nothing too crazy. How you been?
But you know what's funny? I've actually had a very not turbulent, active week, man. So like Ed said, busy season. This is our busy season. You know, we have one too, and sales are picking up in the company. A lot more surveys are going out. So we've had to like hire and bring on more people for this busy season and things like that. I've been doing a lot more administrative things, which have been cool. I've been interviewing guys, actually hiring them, and it feels good to be like, yeah, I want to get on my team because it is my team. And shout out to my managers because they actually kind of give me the respect to say, hey, what you think about this guy? Because they could just hire him and be like, just go over my head. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they actually let me do the interviews, conduct them, get my little response and stuff like that. So I had a couple of those last week. And it's just cool, interviewing the people, getting to know them and stuff like that. This week, a couple of them guys that I did hire, I had to train them. Mm-hmm. And it's been kind of cool. Like, I have such a lone job. Like, I don't like a lone wolf. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't really talk to anybody unless it's the customer. It don't be nobody from my company that I work with on a day-to-day basis. And for those that do listen to the podcast, there have been times where I train people and I talk about it. Yeah. And it's cool for me because I get to just talk to somebody like while I'm working, and it's cool to like get their backstory, like because it's funny, like you start training, then once you got it going, I just start talking about other stuff like, well, man, how'd you end up here? How'd you end up, and that's been cool. It has made me like really pay attention to the man I am, of course, overall, but like the leader I am. Just having to hold the whole team together because I'm managing 2 teams and 2 branches, but I treat them as one team. Yeah. So like Wednesday when I do my safety meetings, I'll do my meetings. Like this Wednesday, usually it used to just be about 4 of us because we only had about 4 surveyors. Yeah. This time we had about 8. You know what I mean? With some new faces in there. Yeah. It was cool to onboard them and things like that. And it's been exciting. On a personal tip, we do have my family reunion coming up, so we kind of got excited about that. So it's been a lot of phone calls with cousins I don't really talk to like that because the younger generation is planning it. Yeah. That's cool, kind of like building that bridge and getting that connectivity with like my people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my, people. These are my people, And that's been cool. And I'm going to jump on the Ramadan. I'm going to be late. I'll probably start tomorrow. Because my dad do Ramadan, and he kind of be on me about it. Because, he be like, well, if anybody can do it, I know, do it with me, man. Bro, do it with me, man. Yeah. And I'll be like, all right. Because he texted me today. He like, Ramadan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, I know, bro. I know it started. Yeah. He like, you in? I said, not today. Because I already ate something today. Yeah. But I was like, but tomorrow I'm going to lock in. So I'll probably.
I was about to say, that's something you got to ask somebody the day beforehand.
Yeah. That boy said Ramadan today. He was like, I was like, well, okay.
I'm eating this breakfast.
Yeah. I've got this pasta in my mouth. Yeah, I'm going to do it, bro. I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But that's been cool. Family is good, stuff like that. But my week has been good. With it being so busy, I've had to I say this a lot. I talk about this a lot, just managing my energy. You know what I mean? Like trying to get too burnt out in the day, save myself for the night, and nowadays, nighttime is just me recharging. You know what I mean? Yeah. It ain't even like no high strung. Like I ain't even really that busy unless going to your house has been what I've been doing on the weekends. Like, you know what I mean? Other than that, it's just been chilling. But yeah, it's good, man. And work is coming along and things like that. Which kind of rolls up into our topic, like about just jobs, period. Because something that's been on my mind. I told you guys last week. I told you guys today, kind of last week. So I got brought an opportunity about moving up in the company, and it's kind of like something that's like, I was so comfortable in my position. Sometimes you forget of what else is out there for you. Yeah. And my manager brought it to me like, man, because what happened was this. Okay. So my regional director, he sat in on my meeting last week. Mm-hmm. And I did my normal meeting. I ran it. I presented. We went through jobs. I broke things down, taught people stuff, corrected some people on things they had to do. Mm-hmm. And he was in there and it was cool. He didn't really interject or nothing like that. He just let me do it. And this wasn't no planned thing, y'all. Yeah. He was there to talk to the branch. Mm. Yeah. And this is the guy that hired me initially to the company. Yeah. When I became a surveyor. Yeah. The first time. And he moved up and he became the regional. He was the branch manager of the DFW office.
Yeah.
But he moved up to the director of Texas.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest region in the company. So
Right.
it's a major
Nice.
deal.
Yeah.
It's a major
big
deal.
for him
You know,
to be
it's a
there.
big deal,
Yeah.
and it's a big deal to know somebody at that level.
Right.
You know. So, anyways, I'm headed to my job. After the meeting, I had like 2 jobs that day, and he called me. It's like 11 o'clock. He said, "Hey, Drew, you know how you doing?" I was like, "Oh, it's cool." I saw the name flash on my little CarPlay, the Apple CarPlay or whatever, and I was like, "Dang, what I do?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought the negative part because I was a little late to the safety meeting. He was like, "How you doing?" I was like, "Oh, it's good." He's like, "Man, it's good to see you, like, you know, progressing in the job. I mean, when I first hired you and stuff like that." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I appreciate it, but if it wasn't for you, you know, I wouldn't be here." And I was like, "Man, sorry about the being late. I didn't want to." You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I said, I didn't do nothing wrong, did I? And he was like, nah. He said, actually, I'm calling you about the complete opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I said in your meeting, and he was like, man, I like your style. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I like your style. You're a great communicator. I can tell your team believes in you. They respect you. They listen to what you got to say. And like, you run a smooth ship over there. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's appreciate that. And then he was like, so I was going to bring this opportunity to you because I think you'd be a good fit for it. Like, how'd you feel about this position in Houston, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I didn't even think I even
Yeah.
qualified for that. You know, I'm just a lead surveyor or whatever, a manager or whatever. And he was like, nah, man, you know, I think you got opportunities to grow in the company and things like that. And number one, that felt good, but it just brought it full circle for me. So it made me just think about, because I've been managing for a while now, and then him saying that to me and giving me that opportunity to think about that interview and stuff like that, it had me think about my career and things like that. And I was just thinking about, you know, how far I came, you know, and that's why I wanted to ask y'all about, like, breaking it, like when y'all pictured the job industry for y'all, let's say like high school, like what did y'all even think about it? What was y'all outlook on just work, period? Like, it just, you know, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, coming out of high school, I thought I was going to be a barber. Straight up.
Yeah. That's what you had going for you.
I thought I was gonna go straight to barber school, get my license, and just start cutting. And then I got into pharmacy tech, and I was like, oh well, this could be a little something. But once I started doing that, I kind of just started seeing that there was a whole lot out there. So I didn't really see like a future career for me until like I got into banking, and that's when I was like, oh man, I can be like a financial advisor, I can do all these different things, you know. So that was like, that's when I started like getting excited about having a career and like being professional and like looking for opportunities and stuff like that. That's when I first got on LinkedIn. That's when I like first found out about it.
Yes.
But yeah, coming out of high school, I didn't even have I didn't even have like career goals. Like, I was just like, man, I might just start cutting hair.
This is what I do now. So,
definitely.
Yeah. What about you, Ed?
Oh yeah, I had no sense of reality coming out of high school. I didn't know really what I wanted to do with my life. I just knew it started with college.
Yeah,
like I had literally no idea. Like graduating, like, cause you know, like when you in the top 10%, that ask you to say what. Oh yeah,
like what you plan on doing,
what you plan on majoring.
Yeah.
And I just said put on there. I just put on there engineering. And then my family was even joking. I was like, "Oh, you gonna do something with engineering?" I was like, "I had no idea."
No
idea.
I was like, that just sounded good. I don't know.
I knew college wasn't gonna be for me when I could never answer what you want to be when you grow up or what you want to be when you graduate. Especially like at the beginning of senior year, when it's like, man, now it's time to focus. Like now you need to figure out. And I was just like, bro, I have no idea. Like I ain't never looked into it. Nothing ever like popped out to me. Like there's people that's been like, yeah, man, I wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid.
Yeah, had that burning desire.
Yeah.
See, I ain't never had that. I never had a professional aspiration like that. When people always say, "Oh, I always wanted to be this since I was my kid." I was like, well, I think I just always dreamed of the lifestyle I wanted to have. I didn't really have like
You knew like how you wanted to live.
Yeah, but I didn't know necessarily like what I wanted to do. Because some people just dreamed of a profession. Like they say, I've been wanting to be this since I was 9 or 10. And I was like, oh no, I just knew I wanted to make some good scratch.
Dress nice and be able to do this and that.
Yeah, just have some freedom and make some good scratch. It wasn't that really that deeper than that for me.
Yeah. I know for me, in high school, I will frame it by saying this, like, you know, we came up in an area like it's not that many industries. It's basically just health, education, and then the plants. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's funny because I kind of had like an internal conflict because I had aspirations, not like no burning desire. Like I knew how I wanted to live. Mm-hmm. I knew there were more. I knew that there were other creative ways to make a living. Yeah. Other than what was being presented to me in our community. Yeah. But I knew what we had in our community. Yeah. I knew what we had in our community was so, I knew that it was so solidified, like, you know, stable. Like, you know, this is going to be here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, this is going to be here. I can go to a plant and just, I know what that career track is because I didn't see my uncles do it. Yeah. I didn't see y'all people do it. You know what I mean? So I know that that's there. Like, and it's like, okay, I can go with the sure thing. Yeah. Or like Ed say, I can go to college and just
figure it out.
See what else is out there. Yeah. And that's what I was trying to do so hard. I was trying to be like, okay, what do I want to do? You know, because I wasn't top 10%, but I was like up there. So I was getting questions like, well, what you want to go to school for? What you want to do with your life? And I was just like, for me, I had like personal things I want to do. Like I knew I wanted to inspire and help people and like help people with their life and stuff like that. But like, I don't want to be no counselor in no high school. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I didn't want to do it like that way. You know what I mean? And
surprisingly, they make pretty good.
They make pretty good money. See, I wasn't looking at it like I'm looking at it like how hands on I could be with it. You know what I mean? I know I didn't want it in that fashion, so. That's why I had just picked film because I was like, well, I could tell the stories, you know. Yeah, and that's why I did that. But I know we had a question in our notes: if we can do it all over again, what would you do? Yeah. I guess to answer that question, if y'all want to answer it, y'all can answer it. Like from that standpoint, we talking about in school and stuff. Like, so maybe I'll just go trade route. You know what I mean? Like get the money first, then make the life after. I think I kind of like. You know, got the other stuff first. Now the money finally starting to show. You know, because I did a lot of BS jobs. You know what I'm saying? I tell you that. But you know, I don't regret it. But I don't know. Looking back, do y'all got something y'all would do different or take another path? Or
I always say I'll definitely go back and like take school.
Yeah, I got you.
Take school way more serious, just to like figure it out. Because I don't think I wasn't in the top 10%. I don't know if I was in the top 25%, but I ain't never like really apply myself. I did good enough to play sports, and that was pretty much it.
Just enough to get by. Huh?
Yeah, and then I knew I wasn't going to college with that. So
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, "Bro, Boo was smart." I was like,
"Yeah," but
he just, you know,
it wasn't my thing.
Yeah, I'm about to say you just didn't, you know,
I didn't care enough.
You didn't care about it. Yeah.
And so that be the biggest thing for me is like thinking back and being like, man, if I would have like actually applied myself? Yeah, where would I be?
Tried,
yeah, you know. Yeah. But I can't honestly think that even if I apply myself, that I would have come out of school thinking I'm going to be this. Like I just would have known, okay, I probably want to go to school, and if I go to school, I probably know what I would go for as like a broad thing. Like I might go for business. Or I might go for, you know what I'm saying? Like something that I might be interested in, like what I'm interested in now. Like I might have, you know, gone for that. So that's the only thing. Just like,
did you always have like a tech interest even as a kid? Because I don't even remember you just like talking about that stuff when we was kids. Maybe you did, or I just don't remember. But that's just a curious question.
I was never. I try to think about that too, because a lot of people say that whenever they like getting into tech interviews and stuff. Oh, I've been this way since. Like, nah. I was always the tech kid in my house.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying.
So hey, boy, come fix this.
The Wi-Fi not working. Why it ain't working? I don't know. Let me go back here and just pull on some stuff and see what I can do.
It sucks when you get that label in your family, like you're the technology person.
Yeah. Come hook this up.
Yeah,
it's hooked up.
Exactly. But it's like I had that role, in my family. I was always into like the new technology, like the new phones
like
or the newer games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was just never like, oh man, I wonder how this phone works. Like, it was never that. It was more of like the Steve Jobs. Like I liked how he was able to like present stuff to people. I was always that type of person, or I always like to make things work. So like if you have an idea, I like to like brainstorm and say, this is how it works. I like the process of making it work. Like a project manager. But I didn't know about project managers back in the day.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that until like a few years ago, if we being honest, you know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
but yeah, just the process and managing that process and then managing people. Like I always had that I like to do, but I never had just like a tech.
I did see that.
Yeah, like that was always my thing. If there was an idea, it's like, okay, well, this is how I can go.
Yeah,
like, or the research behind it. Like I can research and tell you how it happened before, what did work, what didn't work, and what we need to do and what we don't need to do.
Right, and
then I can like manage a meeting. You know what I'm saying, and make sure everybody got their deliverables and stuff like that. Right? But as far as I want to build some software, no, I ain't never been like that. I've never been like that. I ain't never want to build a computer.
I'm about to say that's what you hear about when they say, I used to just take apart computers and I built my first computer when I was 10. I'm
like, nah,
I was outside.
Yeah, I was sweating.
Cool story.
Cool story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me, that's a hard question because it's kind of like I kind of like where I am now, and I feel like I had to do everything I had to do.
That's how I feel too.
I'm at now.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah, for sure.
It ain't no. But just to be fun though,
you just think
if I would have just went a different route, I either would have the real lick, which I like. If I would have knew what I knew now, I would have did pharmacy. I would have did pharmacy.
Okay.
If I knew everything I know now, I would have did pharmacy.
Okay.
Or I would have just straight up, because I went to a school where an amazing engineering program. I should have just like went and said, hey, which one of these got the most math in it? And just did whichever one that one was.
Right.
Yeah.
Because y'all know math my thing. So
right.
Yeah, them probably would have been my two options. Like I said, I think pharmacist would have been one, because even if as an engineer, sometimes it's hard to get a good job where you can just work normal hours depending on what type of engineering it is.
Yeah. So, and where you at.
Right.
Yeah, because like I said, I have to get whichever one is the heaviest in math, which I think might be chemical, which again, that schedule might not be the best. Might have to work weekends and stuff.
Yeah.
Like shift work, and I don't know, but nah, probably one of those two. Them probably would have been my only two options, either engineering with the most math or pharmacy, just because I like the environments they work in. But the pharmacy one would have been more of a challenge because science is my weakest subject by all means. So anything science related. But I don't know. I took like the medical terminology stuff and did all right. I could have made it through it, but I never knew though. Like if I knew how much they make, they work environments, how it'd be pretty darn chill. Because I don't know if y'all ever noticed, like when y'all go to like a Walmart and they say, "Hold on, I got to get the pharmacist," and she don't do nothing but read the label to you.
I worked in there.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's like firsthand how.
Yeah, I remember your
how much pharmacists do.
Those clinicals was crazy, bro.
Yeah,
like they used to make $100 an hour overtime, and they ain't do nothing but sit at the desk.
Yeah, I'm about to say they really
sign off.
I'm about to say they really, once they get to that point, it's really just them overseeing.
Yeah,
because I think everybody else really do the actual groundwork.
Yeah, the techs do the actual work, and they just like make sure that
they just get this stuff from the doctor and be like, yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, for real.
You know what I mean?
Because I promise you, I've picked up many a prescription and they'd be like, hold on, the pharmacist need to talk to you. Okay, so this cream is like they literally just reading off the paper. And I was like, I can read, but thank you.
2 times a day by mouth. as needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they always in a good mood. I've never met a pharmacist in a bad mood.
And you're not gonna.
It's hard to hate that job,
Bro,
It's hard. It's literally so hard to hate the
I'm
job.
about to say, and then it's like even if you're in a hospital, you're not the one actually administering it. You be in your little closed off area. That's what I say. I've never met a pharmacist in a bad. And then even too, like, I don't know, it's just so much minimum contact. Like, people done already figured out what they got going. They just picking up what they need from
They already sick.
Yeah.
They already did the trauma stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right.
Pharmacists in the hospital, I don't want to say that they don't do nothing, but they really sit at a desk
They
all
oversee.
day. They just
oversee
oversee.
for
The
sure.
only time that they like get up and get to moving and get their heart rate going is if they got to get a crash card. If somebody like cold blue, and so they have to bring the crash card down because it got all the meds on it.
Yeah.
That's it though.
Yeah, them would probably be the two things that for sure.
You know what I would do if I could do it all over again? Honestly, I would just probably dive into the arts, and I would have did it at an earlier age, like
I can see
Like
that.
acting, and
yeah,
stuff.
acting, directing. Like I would have did that stuff like seriously.
Yeah,
You know, probably instead of sports. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
to be honest, like I would probably did that because that's something I know I always had a liking to. Because you know, I'm a writer.
Yeah.
I like writing scenes. I look at stuff like a movie. I think of like scores and soundtracks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's something I probably would have did. You know,
yeah.
if I could.
Yeah.
That's a little tidbit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like. I don't know if I like had anything that I like really liked. That was like,
Just something.
yeah, like I didn't just love sports. I just liked being active and just playing all the time,
Mm-hmm.
having something to do. Like I didn't really love tech. Yeah, I don't know.
There wasn't a subject in school that you liked.
History and math.
Mm-hmm.
History and math. Like history, I like history. I like theology. But all of that stuff didn't come until after high
I was
school.
about to say the history you learned in school that was the boring.
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what I'm saying. So like it was
Whitewash.
easy. Yeah, it was easy for me to remember it, like remember the dates and stuff like
Who
that.
was who.
Like who was
I was about to say,
who
it was
did
just-
what.
Yeah.
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 But like after high school, I really like started getting into like real life and like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You get more
Yeah.
information. That's when I started like realizing like I was really into history and like theology and religions and things like that, philosophy, psychology, thinking about how people think. That didn't come until after high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say high school. I didn't learn. I think I memorized way more than I learned. I didn't learn much. I memorized
Or I
crap
cheated.
ton of stuff.
It took a real good teacher to make me retain information.
Yeah, I just
Yes.
memorized.
And that was
Yes.
totally on the teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If I liked the
And
teacher,
it wasn't a lot of
I'm
It
about to
wasn't
say,
a lot
the
of-
only thing I would ever learn would be like in the math related subjects. Everything else was just memorization.
I see, that's the opposite for me. I'm the total opposite.
Because I felt like, I know in high school it was just, it didn't require much effort to be above average for me. Like I did
At all.
I didn't do much to be above
Yeah,
average.
people used to think you like we just did something like, nah, bro, I just do a little bit more, than you.
I
probably do a little bit more than you.
I'm about to
That's
say,
about
but
it
it wasn't like I was just like, if I had a test on Friday, I didn't start studying Tuesday. It was like, I might look over Thursday night.
Yeah.
I'm
Shoot,
looking over that thing Friday morning.
I'm about to say,
Like,
really, hey, I'm about to say,
while I'm
really,
waiting for them to open up the door.
really Monday morning, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
about to say, so it wasn't like it was just, it
That
wasn't
morning, I mean.
hard. It wasn't hard. It wasn't challenging. That's why I say about college. It was humbling because it was like, oh no, I can really try my hardest, study super hard,
And fail.
And still
or
won't
come
be
out
good enough.
come out with a low B, and that's me thinking I know everything.
Yeah.
A low B thinking I know everything for
Yeah.
the test.
Yeah.
Just imagine if
This imagine if I
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't study like that and stuff. So it was definitely it took an adjustment to see the amount of effort and the results that gave me compared to in high school, the minimum effort and the results that gave me. It was like,
That's a big disparity.
yeah, I might say it was
Yeah.
like low effort, great results.
Good.
Then it started being like great effort.
Low result, median.
Okay result.
Yeah, okay.
Like I said,
that's all right.
like I was like, I could really study for a test, and I'm probably gonna be somewhere in the B range. Or if it's just a subject I'm just terrible at, and I know I'm doing all I can.
Yeah.
Like I might pass with a 70.
70. Hopefully they curve it. Hopefully they curve it.
It was just a different experience, man. Or like every now and again, like I'm talking about, even if I thought I knew stuff on top of stuff and it all seemed good, might finally pull out a low A or something, and I'd be like, on the test, and I'd be like, oh, okay, well.
It was always the ones I thought I didn't know that I do good on. Like tests. I don't know.
Not in college, not with me. I ain't know nothing that it was gonna show.
Yeah. Well, with me, it was like I'm just about to write and kind of put it together. Should come out with a good grade. Okay, so. Oh, go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that little year I did, it still ain't humbled me because it wasn't really a lot to like learn, and I was like the youngest person in class. You got to take that like pre-test before you get into the program, and it was like, yeah, man, you scored the highest score on the math test like of anybody like in the program ever, and I was like, oh, word, this is about to be a breeze.
Yeah,
like, so I still ain't passed. Like I took the midterm class too, and that was like I barely tried. Like I fell asleep in that class like 3-4 times, and I still came out with a B. So I was just like, yeah, this. I don't know. School was just never like my thing.
I've never always been a good test taker, but even in undergrad, I still didn't know what was at stake. Like it was just kind of like, freshman year you was like, yeah. Then after that, you just was kind of recovering, but it still didn't really hold much weight to me mentally. But then when I went to grad, went out in the world, saw what was out there. Then when I got the chance to go to grad school, I was like, oh no, I can't play with this. That's when I was like on top of it, and like my GPA reflected it the whole time because it was like, nah, I know what's out there. Like, nah, this stuff actually matter.
That's what I was about to ask y'all. So like to set the scene, you graduate, or you do whatever schooling you do. As far as like the workforce, like how was that? How did y'all approach that? How did y'all navigate that? Like, what did it do to you? Because I know what it did to me.
I'm about to say it opened my eyes. Like I said, I had a false perception of reality. I thought if you wanted a job, you can just get one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, it is not that easy.
Yeah.
It is not that easy at all, man.
Go ahead, my bad. I'm sorry.
I'm not. Because I say just like I said, because it's like you experience such highs and lows. Because it's like when you finish college, you feel like, wow,
I completed something.
What accomplishment. I can say I'm a college graduate.
Yeah.
Like this is a peak of yours. Then it's like after it's like, oh, what you about to do now?
Yeah.
They say, okay.
Yeah, that ain't it.
They scoot you out that campus.
Well, and then it's like people, you might get I had got like a job that had like a cool title, but in real life, I was only making like $12-13 an hour. And I was like, bro, I went to 4 years to do this. I could have just did this.
In Orange at the plant.
Well, I'm going to say out of high school, maybe it may take a year, maybe, but I could have got to 13 an hour. I was like,
yeah.
Because that's what I felt like that was my major question after. I was like, so I went through all that for this? Like, I was like, make it make sense.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of restless nights, long nights. You know what I'm saying? A lot of effort.
I do.
Builds character.
Yeah.
And I was like, this can't be it. And like I said, I was in disbelief. And then it was like, I had got the type of degree that required even more education. Like I didn't get like an accounting degree or something where you can just instantly it's just hard. Yeah, you just got what you need now. You can just go do it. I was like, I had to do another step.
You gotta get some more scratch.
Like I needed another, like whatever I was gonna do, I had to get more education and do based off my degree. And I was just kind of like in like a weird like limbo where it was like, I gotta do something. I gotta figure something out. Like, and I didn't know what, and it was definitely a journey trying to figure it out because it was like, I always had that thing where it was like, well, I don't want to like block a blessing of mine. So I got to like be extremely open-minded, to like, somebody might say, hey, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about that? And
and just look into it.
Yeah. Cause it was like, you
never know.
I'm going to say that was my mindset. And it was like, it ain't like you in a position to not, be open-minded.
Like you ain't got nothing else. So might as well.
Might well try it. Yeah. I know for me, after I graduated, like you said, I experienced that. Like I graduated, I thought I was doing, I thought I was on my way. You know what I mean? I thought I was like, okay, I got that done.
Feel like you on top of the world.
I did, man. And shoot, y'all remember my graduation party? Like,
oh yeah,
that was
it was lit.
It was lit. And you know what's so funny? It hit instantly. Cause after that party, I had like the next 2 days to myself. I was just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, what happens now? Like, I literally was in my studio apartment.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what happens now? What do? I got the degree.
Yeah.
Now I do what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, let me get on this laptop.
Yeah.
And you start Googling, what can you do with this degree?
Yeah.
What do you, how much does this, whatever ist work, how much?
And that can be humbling.
But
that can be humbling. When you type up after you got a degree and say, what can I do with this degree? And then how much money they make.
Yeah, you see some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And kind of like Ed, like what I had got my major in, and people want to know was anthropology, I ended up switching it. That's the kind of thing, like, you got to go over them seas and, work under a dude and write his papers for him. And, you got to do stuff like that.
In third world countries.
Or do... one of our friends, you do independent study. You know what I'm saying? Like independent study.
That's the type of degree that if you want to work in higher academia,
you got to start
people
putting.
Want to be anthropologists,
and then you got to get work on the research team.
How to get a grant.
Then the research team got to get what they call accredited, in a study.
Yeah.
And then you say, I was a part of the research team of that study. And they're like, what? But you wasn't the dude that did it.
Yeah.
Nah, I did the research though. Okay, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? But after that, I did what I knew best. I went home.
Yeah.
I went to Orange and I worked in the plant.
Yeah.
I worked in the plant and built boxes. Baymax and built boxes, bro. And I'm just giving the transferable experience. I was low. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was low. I went from 2 weeks ago, we turned up in the club. Hey, 2 weeks before I was saying, they got this opening in Baymax. I think I was getting 13 at 13. And I just used that time, and it was some restless nights. It was some sad nights, and I was working graveyard. So hey, I'm at that plant by myself. It's dark outside. Just put it on the line.
Yeah.
And it's just me. And I'm just like, okay, what I'm about to do? This can't be life. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I started having to map things out, and you did a lot of soul searching. You know what I mean? So my attempt at the workforce coming out of high school, out of college, was very, you know what I'm saying? Dead end,
Yeah.
And it's funny, you work, I worked a lot of jobs, and a job like that I was at, I'm working with 40-year-old people.
Yeah.
45-year-old
people
men.
that didn't live their life already.
Live their life, or they like, I'm glad I got this job. I'm like, you got this job at 37?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Making this?
And I'm here at 19, you know what I'm saying? Well, wherever I was 22.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, bro, I can't be that. You know what I'm saying? I can't be that. So I started trying to find other ways, and I started looking at my skill set, and that helped me, Yeah. And of course, I went to California, and then, that was it. You know what I'm saying? Getting that AmeriCorps job, we didn't get paid nothing, bro. I think we got paid a stipend. It wasn't even no salary. It wasn't no paid check.
Yeah.
It was every month you get this. You know what I mean? You
got to make it stretch.
You got about $3,000 for the month. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is that a lot of stuff was provided for us because we was working for the government. So and I was moving so much around the country. Yeah, I didn't have time to spend it, so that kind of helped.
Yeah.
But that gave me a robust resume because I did so much, and then that's when I started seeing the power in what you do at your jobs and building your own skill set.
Yeah,
that's when that hit me.
Yeah.
Cause I okay, man, forget that degree. I started even forgetting I had a degree.
Yeah.
Bump the degree, I can manage a team. I can work a budget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can do this. You don't get no degree that say he could work a budget. You know what I'm saying? That got to be shown. Well, I did it for a year.
Yeah.
15 people, nobody got hurt on the work site. We got these projects. I can show you the projects we did. That's when I started looking at, oh no, it ain't about what degree you got. It's what you do.
Yeah.
What can you prove to people that you've done and what your skill set is? And I started
have transferable skills.
And get some scratch on the wall, So that helped me. That was so navigating it was tough, but once you get that first little footing, be good.
Yeah, it was my experience was way different than y'all's was. I went to Lamar and Orange, did like a little 1 year.
I remember that.
Yeah, the pharmacy tech.
Yeah,
and then I did not pass the test.
Okay.
And so after I didn't pass the test, because I was doing so good in school, I was just like, oh, the test is going to be a breeze, and I didn't pass it. That was kind of like a blow. That was like my humbling point.
Yeah.
I was like,
everybody got one.
Yeah, that was like
a couple.
Yeah. And I was like, man, okay, well, so what I'm going to do? Like, I can't get a job doing this. And the whole time in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm ahead of the game. If I can get this, I can do whatever after I get this. I can like go to work at Walgreens, work at a hospital, but then I can do anything after, like outside of that,
Right.
But yeah, that was like super humbling. I didn't pass the test, and I was like, man, and I didn't pass it by like 2-3 points.
Ooh.
But the catcher is, you fail that test, you can't take that test again until 6 months later.
You can't just have your life on hold for 6 months. You know what I'm
saying?
And
I don't know how to study for 6 months.
That's a long time.
I just said I moved. Yep.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah.
I can't study for 6 months. And then after a while, in the medical field, things change like almost daily.
Right.
Like laws change, like things change all the time.
Science.
So by the time it came for me to like take a test again, the test was different than what I learned in school. So I failed that test by more. And so I was just like, man, I don't know. Like, obviously this ain't gonna be it. I didn't really care for it. Like, I didn't have like a passion for it, or it didn't like speak to me. You know what I'm saying? And at that point I was seeing all my friends at college. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, I know kind of y'all going through it, but not really. But I'm just kind of like, man, like I'm in Orange. Yeah. Like I ain't done left.
Yeah.
So I moved to Houston. I'm thinking, okay, I'm in Houston. That's a lot of opportunity. I'm gonna learn a lot. Started working at Kroger, $7.25.
Shout out.
What I'm saying? Cashier.
Shout out.
But yeah, like I just started doing that, man. I was just like, man, I guess I'll figure it out. And I was just, for a whole year, I was just like, man, well, maybe I'm gonna do this. Well, maybe I'm gonna do that. Like, I'm gonna just go back to school. I'm gonna just go and be a pharmacist. I'm just gonna go do that and just, I know what they do. Like, it's cool. And I was like, man, I got to be in school for 10 years. And how much in debt I'm gonna be? Okay. So I was doing that a lot, man. I was just jumping around, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do, what I had an interest in. And like I say, the stuff that I had an interest in, there wasn't like a straight up degree or like a way to go to get into that. It was just like, it was like more personable, or I guess soft skills rather than technical skills. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely feel you.
Yeah. Like
that's what I got.
And so for me, I'm like, well, I don't have like really no technical skills, so I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do. So I moved back to Orange, and then I ended up like, I was just like, I had like a breakdown. I was just like, man, I'm gonna just pray. Like
this,
like that was like, I was just like,
that's a major moment.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm just gonna pray, and I'm just gonna like see what come, you know what I'm saying, and just take whatever, or just put more intention into stuff. And I think that was around the time we started reading books on a regular.
That was our 4 agreement time.
Yeah, like it was the Alchemist first, and then it was the 4 agreement. But after the Alchemist, that's when I was just like, you know what, I'm just about to like start putting way more intention into everything, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, man,
2016 vibes.
Yeah, 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I love that time.
Yeah, me too. But it was like, I was just like, yeah, man, I'm going to pray, and I'm going to just put intention into everything and just see what happened. And like, I drove by Chase one day, and I was just like, man, I would like to work at a bank. I like money. I like math. You know what I'm saying? It can't be too hard. And I ended up getting a job there like a month or so later. And so that's when I was just like, oh, this could work. Like I could like, just put intention into something. I was like making $10.50 an hour. It was part time, but I was like getting close to 40.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is nice. You know what I'm saying? Like
right up to that line, but not at 40, so they don't got to give you benefits.
Exactly.
Cold
so,
world.
but the thing is, we did get benefits at part time,
and that's
working at Chase is crazy, bro. I got 3 weeks of vacation off rip. I didn't have to wait to take that. Yeah, nice. It was wild. But
okay.
But at this time I'm like 20. I ain't even 21 yet. So
yeah,
I'm still like in my mind. I'm like, man, but all my friends about to graduate because it's coming around to 2016.
I was about to say it's lining up. Too.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, all my friends about to graduate. Man, I need to do something. And everybody at the bank is telling me, well, are you in school? You got the old heads coming in there, the old ladies. Well, baby, you need to go to school. You need to go get you a degree or something. We love seeing black people in the bank, but you gotta go do something.
You
know,
gotta take the next level.
Yeah, and so I'm like, that's in my ear, and I'm just like, man, well, what I'm gonna do? Like, I don't even know. So accounting, financing, obviously, I'm just like, well, yeah, business. I'm gonna just try that, but it just ain't never just really moved me. Like I ain't never really just moved, and I got really like content at Chase. And then when everybody graduated, I'm going to everybody graduations. I'm just like, man, this feel good. Like I'm not even the one to graduate. And I can only imagine like how the person graduating feel right now, But I was just like, man, like maybe I do. Like after every graduation, I was like, man, maybe I do want to go to school.
Well, maybe I do.
Yeah, well, maybe I do.
Hey, shout out to you. You came to every graduation.
I came to every graduation. I drove to his graduation.
You drove me to my graduation.
Yeah, I drove him to his graduation 4:00 in the morning.
I forgot about this. Boy's been to everybody's graduation.
And I turned up like it was my graduation.
I missed your undergrad one.
Yeah. But I missed the
masters.
Yeah, the masters. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Because Harrelton, it was nobody but him and Jacoy.
Yeah,
and we rode together.
Yeah. we
like he drove me to my graduation because I overslept.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I had
he
to
was just outside my door just blowing, and I was like, oh shoot, yeah.
He ran outside with some clothes. Jacoy was in there already. And that was the longest and worst drive I've ever taken in my life.
And it's literally only like 4.5. But you got to go through nothing but small towns.
And it was just like fast.
Because I'm going to say, honestly, if that was a highway, it might be maybe 2.5. I think you could really cut it to about half the drive.
Yeah. If it was just highway and it was just 70 or 60, even 65 miles an hour all the way there, it would be like 2 hours maybe.
Yeah,
like
you had to go through small town. I'm talking about 30, 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not.
And I'm the only one awake. Everybody sleep.
I was knocked out.
Oh, bro. I was
got me there on time.
Yeah.
I still got that picture. I'm going to find that picture.
It's in the group message. Yeah. It was, but that was the first one.
Graduation.
Yeah, that was the first one. Yours popped it off. Like yours, because La Tech was like they were on like what, quarterly?
Yeah, we were on the quarter system. So, because I graduated in March of 2016.
Yeah. And then.
Why wasn't I there? Oh, I didn't have no car.
Yeah, but it was. It was just me and Jacoy there and his family.
I didn't really care about it either.
Yeah,
I was already
he was just ready to go.
Yeah, I definitely do think I mean you like, bro, you don't got to come.
I was already.
Like I don't even want to go.
I wasn't.
Bro, he was going to be late. Like it was.
No, I wasn't going to walk at all. I think it was like my mom and grandma.
I do remember that. Go walk. I remember you telling me that. You was like, I don't want to go
because I had already left.
Yeah.
So I didn't care.
Yeah, it was.
You did connect because I went to everyone too. We was always.
Yeah,
that was fun with everybody.
Yours popped it off. Then we went to Lee's, and then yours,
mine, and then I missed my chorus,
and then my chorus. Yeah. Like
in Boot. Did you go to Booter's?
I didn't go. I was already in Austin by the time.
That's the one I did.
Yeah, that's the one that make it too. Yeah,
I didn't go to Booter's, but I went to everybody else
because they've been. I didn't go to the Dante actual one because I think it was something about the. I think it was like something about that number.
Yeah, they didn't let it. Yeah.
I was there for it and the stuff afterward.
Yeah.
But going back to what you were saying, that would affect you. Like you seen all your friends graduation.
Yeah.
You going to all of you like, well, I gotta do something.
I think they put in perspective to the amount of time that's done passed. It's like, dang, I just remember them going and now they walking
coming out and
everybody like
that make me really just take a look at myself and see where I'm at.
Like I was never like. I was never like the type to like compare myself, you know what I'm saying, to everybody. It was just more of like, man, this feeling that
it's nice.
I know how I feel watching y'all walk across the stage, watching your family embrace you and be like, this is a situation. Like, this is a moment.
Yeah.
This is an event. Like, this is
a stepping stone.
Milestone.
Right. Milestone. Yeah. And so, like, me feeling that way for y'all, I was like, man, I would love to, like, graduate and have a degree. And, And so, like, but every time I would be like, man, I'm gonna go to school. Like, I'm gonna find something and I'm gonna just go. And I just would never do it because I don't know. Like, school and me, if it didn't really make sense to what I wanted to do, I just could never, like, get myself to, like, do it. Like, if I couldn't see my life how I wanted it to be working in this job, like working as a pharmacy technician, I could not see myself, like, they made $9 an hour. $9 an hour. And I'm like looking at people going to work at the plant, and I'm like, and they making, like, Trey came back and started making like 16. And I was like, 16?
Yeah.
You know, so it's just everything was like kind of reinforcing the thought that, man, I don't really need to go to school. So let me figure out what I can do in, like, banking.
See the other paths.
Yeah. And so from $10 an hour at Chase, I got on at the credit union. I started making like $12 an hour, and I was full time.
Hey.
And that's when the money really started kind of stacking up a little bit because I'm still staying at home.
Yeah.
I got a new car. You know what I'm saying? I'm mobile. Like, I'm everywhere.
That's important.
Just like the air.
Just being mobile.
Yeah.
Just mobile.
Yeah.
Reliable transportation.
That's it, bro. Like, I can get on the highway. That was like a milestone for me. It's like, I can get on the highway in this car. Yeah. But yeah, it was from there. And I'm like, the whole time I'm there, I'm just thinking like, well, I can just ride this banking stuff out. Bro, I'm at $12 an hour. All my friends graduating, everybody looking for jobs and stuff. I'm like, man, why am I, like, tripping, you know? But I was just like, everybody in my ear, like, man, you know, it's the ceiling. Like, you got to go get you a degree. You got to go do this, do that. And I was just like, nah, I'm just going to move out of Orange. And then I'm going to show y'all. Like,
sometimes it's just that.
That's literally what it was. I was just like, I had to show not people, but really myself that, like, I made a good decision by what I was doing. Like, I made a good decision working in the bank. I made a good decision for just living my life how I felt like it should have been lived type situation. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. The college route was never just my thing, and it showed it from the beginning. And so even with this tech stuff, the boot camp came around, and I was like, oh, boot camp. It teach you, like, technical skills. Whatever you, like, finish with is literally what you do. And I can go and say, I know how to do this, and I can show that I know how to do this, and you can't tell me that I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, see, this is perfect. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
Whenever I say I know how to, like, manage a project, or when I say I can see something from the beginning to the end, and I can, like, schedule it out, and I can, like, build something out. I can take an idea from ideation to prototype to just sending it off and then iterating on it, like putting the words together to say, no, this is what I actually like to do. That's when I was just like, oh, okay, this is it. This is what I did everything for to get to this point.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's how I felt too when I came out of AmeriCorps. Cause you know, like Ed said, like I was in that weird stage. Maybe you guys were too, where like I didn't have enough experience to do what I wanted to do, but I wasn't getting the opportunity to get experience, so I had to take like a roundabout way. You know what I mean? Because you know what I'm doing now, it wasn't just exactly what I thought I would be doing, but it checks enough boxes of like who I am and like the impact I like to have with people and the hands-onness, you know, and all that started from when I went to Cali, you know, and one thing I've noticed through all of our stories that we just shared with the listeners and ourselves is like we all had that moment of just truth, just like sometimes you got that moment you talk to yourself like, bro, you're not doing enough. Or like you're not happy with where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you getting this little 1050, but like
why you not doing more?
Yeah, like, dude, don't you want more? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, and you fight say yes to yourself. And then yourself say, okay, then what you gonna do? You know,
like,
and
how you gonna get to it?
How you gonna get to it? And like I think that you gotta answer that for yourself. And I guess like final point, because I know we get into our marks, just like something that you can share with somebody that's listening, right? I would say like, don't just like put your passion to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got something you feel strongly about, something that you really into, just start. You know what I mean? It may look short-sighted at first, but it just rolls into other things. Like my last 4 years of living has just been a job rolling into another job at this point. Like I ain't really just took an interview, a cold interview in like 5 years.
Yeah.
There's always I work something, you know, somebody see something that I did and then they talk about it. Oh, you into this? Yeah, I'm into this. Then boom, 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 all the way up into what I start the episode off with. So if somebody's just listening, I guess it's just like, just be honest with yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just start. Sometimes just start, man. You know, make yourself uncomfortable. So that's what I got. If anybody else got any tips or things that helped you.
Well, I think what the major thing it would have been nice to know is that it's okay to not have it all figured out. And you're not the only one that don't have it all figured out.
Yes, sir.
Honestly.
Because I used to think when like, especially like in my earlier 20s, I used to think that like everybody had it figured out, and I'd be like, God dang, you just know what you gonna do.
Yeah,
and like, it's like that must be nice because I'm over here, I have no idea, and like I think that would be my main thing was I'd be like, God dang, it seemed like people just got life figured out, and I'm just, I don't know, I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be my main thing where it's just like, it's okay to not have it figured out. You're not the only one. Trust me. And like at that point, man, I feel like you just, I think, like I said, I think that's like the most important thing I tell somebody. And then too, is just like, just try stuff. And
I was just about to say,
I feel like sometimes it's just through like experience where you be like, you might be curious about something, then you actually like try, get a job in that field and see what actually happened on the day to day. You might say, oh, this for me, or not quite.
Yeah.
Because I will say everything that I was like curious about in real time, like, you know, going through it, I explored that option. I mean, some doors didn't open because, like I said, you know, at one point I was just open to any industry. I applied for railroad jobs, all this type of stuff, and certain doors just didn't open. So it's just like, but no, I would say that's just, you know, like I say, so you don't have to be ashamed to not have it all figured out. Most people don't. And then just try stuff and see what you like. I was like, there's no better experience than, you know, no better teacher than experience. So just go through it, and like I say, just try it. And I'm about to say that's the greatest thing about our lives, bro. You don't gotta do something if you don't want to. As an adult, like if it ain't for you, it just ain't for you.
And what's for you is for you.
And you'll know
like,
too.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's just like, just keep trying. Don't be afraid to keep trying. But yeah, that'd be my main one. It's just like, you don't have to have it all figured out, and you are not the only one.
Yeah.
I think mine like kind of ties it all together, and it's just trust the process. So whatever you doing, like I'm a firm believer that whatever you doing, whatever point you at on your journey is the right point. Whatever decision you make is the right decision for where you're going to be at and where you're going to end up at. I had to like learn that a lot throughout the process, just to trust it and like believe in it and be okay with not knowing where it's gonna be. And I think this like last couple years was when I had to like really figure it out and really like sit down and be like, okay, like I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I believe that it's gonna happen. I believe that, you know, things gonna come together. Like I used to tell Ed all the time, it ain't that I don't think that things is gonna be right. I just don't know when.
How? You know,
like I just don't know when or how, and I'm just like being impatient. You know what I'm saying? So like, trust the process, be patient in it, and just like believe that it's gonna work out. Whatever step that you take next is gonna be the step towards whatever you want to do. Yeah,
I should have asked that. Like, how do we feel now? As you know, now that we're further along in actual careers, like just how we feel about the workforce in general, how we approach it. But we could do a part 2 or something. Or you can answer it. It don't matter.
Or how I feel about it now. Well,
like, I mean, just how your outlook on it now.
Oh,
like,
heck, it's. I mean,
it's still some of the same though. You just taking, you know, kind of bigger swings.
Yeah, you take bigger swings too, but it ain't the. I ain't gonna lie, it ain't no type of pressure like unemployment. So
No.
Yeah, no,
None at all.
I get
None
it.
at all.
Yeah,
for
no,
me,
no,
it's
no.
like
Yeah,
looking for a job when I got a job.
I mean, that's
I'm not really tripping on
That's-
it.
Yeah,
Like,
if I'm looking for a job and I got a job that I'm okay with and fine with, is different now compared to like when I didn't have a job, getting unemployment, just trying to survive and hoping for a better day.
right.
So
I mean, I say this. Now I'm at the point like, okay, I do got a good job. I like what I do. I'm paid well, right? Now when I'm thinking about, okay, what I want to do next, how do I like bolster myself and put myself in a way that I can like diversify like the other stuff I like to do in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's more so I got this mainstream income.
yeah,
Now let's start building out
yeah,
businesses and stuff I want to own. Like just getting your portfolios together and stuff like that. Now I'm looking at it holistically like that.
yeah,
Because I kind of got the job,
yeah,
but like I want to get to a point where like I'm super comfortable. Now I got to start looking to the grown stuff like 401ks and all that other good stuff,
investments and stuff like that. Yeah,
but that's just how I look at it now. And, hey man,
yeah, I'm about to say because at this point I feel like I'm like. I got a strong base of knowledge in my industry, so now I'm looking to build upon that and accept a bigger role with more responsibilities and more money, of course. Because I don't want the responsibilities if I'm making the same amount of money.
First and foremost.
Hey, you could have said, hey, that's number one.
Yeah, that's first and foremost.
You can keep that.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of where I'm at now, and it's kind of like it got to be something, like kind of like a bigger like type role now.
Yeah,
for me to get compensated the way I want to get compensated.
But
so
like,
it's like,
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll keep going.
But I don't know. It's like I'm kind of just, I'm open to it now, and I feel like now I kind of got like a strong base of knowledge in my industry to where if I do want to do something, try to get a bigger role, it's like, okay, now I got the foundation to build upon.
Right.
I know I don't know all I need to know, but I got a solid like foundation to pull from where I am.
You can pop your stuff. If you need to.
Where I can be like, oh no, I know this, but now it's like taking on a bigger role where it's more like supervise, like that type of stuff,
more
like
coordination.
where's a management component to it because it was just
work.
I just had a
part.
role in doing a job. Now it's like, okay, you got that, so now you got to look for something that has like more of a management aspect where you got that knowledge to build off, but now you got to do other stuff like dealing with people and coordinating that and stuff, and like that's something, like I say, I feel like I'm open to the challenge of that. Like I said, I know that's a different component in itself, but I think that's kind of where I'm at job wise, where I'm kind of open to it. But like I say, for me, it's like it's not coming from like the place of when I was unemployment, just looking for anything,
just trying to get right.
It's not surviving.
And just being and literally just being grateful for anything. Now it's kind of like I'm a little bit more particular where I got to look at certain things and be like, oh, does this fit me? What's the pay? Like, what would I be doing? Is it worth leaving where I'm at now to even pursue this? So I feel like now it's just like, I don't want to say it like this, but pretty much I ain't gonna lie, the bar is pretty low to the ground on what I needed. Like I was like, hey man, just give me some money that's steady, stable, secure.
I'm good.
And it's like then you now you look for, man, I think I can get paid more doing pretty much the same thing, because I feel like I might be underpaid. That's when it's like the bar was on the ground.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the bar is just on the ground, so you was just grateful to get something. Now you like, wait, I do this.
Yeah, you saw. Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on, they get paid that.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Hold on now.
but I got to that point where I did that move there. Now I'm looking like, oh, okay, how can I take on even more? That's at this point it got to be a management role. For me at this point at where I'm at professionally. So now I'm starting to look into that. Like I say, now it's like, if I'm going to do that and deal with people, like I need to be compensated, because like I say, a lot of stuff when I've been seeing is kind of like it'd be more of a lateral move, and I'm not there yet to want it that bad to where I'll do a lateral move. Whereas like the pay don't increase, or it might decrease, but now I got more responsibility.
Right.
I'm not quite that. Like I'm not that
And
I don't have that much of a desire for it to be lateral.
Yeah. And that's what that's my dilemma with the opportunity I talked about at the beginning. Like, I don't know if the salary would be match what I make now.
Yeah.
But like that puts me on a whole different career path.
Yeah.
Like having that role.
Yeah. Remember I said that in the group message the other day. I was like, bro, this puts me on a whole nother trajectory.
Yeah.
Like, and now that we older and we into careers, like that is a worthwhile thing to
explore.
Yeah,
like you gotta like that holds more weight on the scale. Like,
you gotta weigh it out.
You know, it's like, okay, I might stay at this, like you said, it might be lateral money wise, but like in my position, this might be all I can do.
Yeah, you might
like
glass
ceiling.
ceiling.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I will never go higher than this.
Yeah.
Okay, I go to this other department,
and it's way more.
and it got about 4-5 more positions that you can build up to. Then it have you sit back like, how much am I really worth?
Yeah.
You know?
And what's more important to you?
Yes.
I'm about to say, especially if you didn't hit the proverbial glass ceiling, it's kind of like.
Yeah.
Do I even have a choice?
Yeah.
Like I say, you
like the only way you can move up is if you step to the side.
Pivot just so you can see the sky.
Yeah.
Nah, for real.
That's great. I like how you said that. Pivot so you can hit the sky again. Hey,
that was
nice.
That was
nice.
That was
nice.
Write that down.
Yeah, that might be we got our episode title.
But yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at though. Like what Ed was talking about, where it's like starting to realize, like, man, I'm doing a lot. Like
I'm doing a lot.
I'm doing a whole lot.
That much is true.
Yeah, like I'm doing a lot, and oh man, I might not be getting paid enough. Like, let me see what other people paying for it. And then I had a situation where I got like 2 like job offerings, or not offerings, but it's like 2 things came across my desk. And I was like, man, these are senior roles. Like, well, one was a senior role, and one was like a founding designer at a startup. And so I'm like,
excuse me,
these people making X, Y, Z, and I'm making X and Y.
No Z.
No Z. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, man, okay, well, you know, it ain't really hit me until Ed came over and like really started asking me what I do. And I was just like, man, now that I'm saying this is, I should be in a senior role. Like I should, my job title should be changed. Like I should be doing something totally different. So like right now, at first it was just, you know, I ain't have a job. I wanted to get into the field. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, whatever I can do, I'm going to take it, you know what I'm saying? Just to get in there. Yeah. And then once I'm there, then I can maneuver, you know, and that was always my thing. It's just like, let me get in there. And then once I get in there, then I'll make myself at home. You know what I'm saying? And so that's really where I'm at now. It's been a little bit over 6 months. So I'm just kind of like, okay, let me start like getting my resume together. Let me start like figuring out like where I really want to be. Do I want to get a certificate? Like I want to get into more product management, project management roles to where I'm like, I'm still working on doing the same things that I'm doing right now, but it's more like I'm more overseeing the process of whatever it is. So yeah, just trying to figure that out. And then by the time this little contract up, man, we're going to do some negotiating.
Yeah. I think what's interesting is that like how we've all kind of described in our own ways. Like you start to realize like when you're young, you look at like a job or a corporation like, thank you for this blessing. Thank you for this opportunity. Yeah. But once you get in there, you're like, hold on, y'all need me.
Y'all
you know
need
what I'm
me.
You start looking at it like I'm making. Once you start looking at it like I'm making stuff go.
Yeah.
You start looking at it different, like Ed say, like, okay, now I need to be compensated.
Like I'm hiring this company
for
me.
Yeah, for
like
me.
That's what it is now.
And that's one thing I guess that'd be another, a little tip. Like if you go into it with that mentality, you might be a little bit more aggressive. You might get somewhere earlier, but like
I don't know, but like I said, man, when you've been humbled by life, because at one point, though, it just was like, I mean, like you say, as you age and stuff, and you expose more, your goals change too. Because heck, at one point, I just wanted to be a self-sufficient adult. I thought if you could like
pay my bills,
if you could have your own spot and pay your bills and have a little money left over,
You all right?
That was only my goal. I was like, bro, if I could do that, bro, and just have my own life, and I'm like not dependent on anybody.
Still do what I want to do.
That was my goal coming out. When I was like, man, that just seemed like, bro. So
That's
you
nice.
got your own spot.
Yeah,
you got your car and stuff, and you can move around, and you got a little money left over.
You make your own groceries.
Yeah.
So that's, like I said, I feel like it's just as you age and stuff, your goals change. Because for me, just being able to be self-sufficient, because I remember that talk with God. I was like, hey, man, if I can just live on my own in the city I want to live in and have a little money left over at the end of the month, that's all I'm trying to do right now.
That used to be my goal.
Then like I say, I got that. Then it was like, man, God, I like to do more than maintain. I like to live. Like, to be honest, I said that to him.
I don't want to survive. I want to live.
I was like, I said, I'm maintaining, but I like to live.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, now I'm living. Now it's like, well, shoot, man, I want to like be able to like put down some roots, get a house, and do some other stuff, and like I say, take on more, and have like a leadership role. So like I say, I feel like that's just life in itself.
Like you say, goals,
a gradual progression. Because like I say, shoot, that first job, like I say, before I realized, I was just. Well, I guess was underpaid. I was just grateful for the situation because at the time that was the most money I ever made. That's why I say money always relative, because it's like what may not seem like a lot to you might seem like a lot to somebody else if they ain't never made that. And like I said, that was my situation where I was like, shoot, that what? I was like, I'll take it. Then like I said, I started looking at other places, same thing I do. I was like, I can make more. This ain't it. Like, wow, I'm that underpaid. Like I remember the first time I think I maybe told you the first time I realized I was underpaid. I was shocked. I was like, "Whoa, they make that much?" I just
down the street.
Like I was just like, man, I was like, man, I just I was cool with this. I just I didn't I had a plan, but I was like I was just kind of just doing what I could here, and then when I found out I could be making way more,
he's like, wow. Heck no.
So going down the street.
That's why I say, man, I feel like it's just literally just
like you said, relative.
Yeah, and just where you at in your life, and it is different stages and stuff. And like I said, man, you are where you are. Like where I'm saying, where you are in your journey is where you are in your journey, and it ain't nothing to be ashamed because we all got our own different paths. And like so say, some people they don't got to start off,
and that
people start where they start, and they do what they do. So as I say, everybody got a different story and stuff, and the way they do things. So it's just,
and I'd be so happy for y'all, man. I'd be like, dang, good stuff, boo. You know what I mean?
It's
good stuff, man. Because like we used to sit around the house in my room, just like, man, shoot, like. And that just be it, like who's doing
it? Ain't no like future talk. It ain't no nothing. It's just. We playing again. What y'all trying to do tomorrow? You got Monopoly?
Yeah. Oh Lord.
I'm about to say, man, for me too, just seeing people prevail through unemployment, because that's a war, bro.
Oh my God, bro.
I was at war with myself.
Man,
I was too,
bro.
Hey, I was so damn bad. I was bad.
It be peaks and valleys, because you
that might have to be another episode.
You see a job and you get so hopeful and you just imagine what it could be.
Bro, I can do this, and this. I can do,
bro. And it's so hard not to get ahead of yourself, but it's like you can't help it because you're trying to be positive.
Yeah,
you're trying to maintain.
So you want to see the best case scenario, but sometimes
you don't want to get your hopes up though, because then you get your hopes up, you don't hear nothing back, or you get that. I'm sorry to inform you,
man. I'm about to say when that email start off like that,
it got to the point you didn't even have to open the email.
Nah, I look at that and
you see the headlines.
You follow up a couple times.
We thank you for.
I'm talking about it. I'm like, and I'm like seeing people on like I said, I'm on LinkedIn, so I'm seeing people getting jobs every day. So I'm just like, man, this is God. This what you want me to see? Like this is now. Like after a while, I just started like questioning. Like really? Like you want me to be here?
I had got so down on myself, but I was 2017. I'm gonna just say that. Ed know what that means.
Yeah.
20, bro, I was down. I was down.
Effect up there. But man, that too, man. It was just like the days would start to blur because they really didn't matter. Like, bro,
because you're not doing nothing really.
You get into a little rut,
bro. And then it was like when Friday comes, it's like I one of the things I missed the most when I was unemployed. I was like, man, I missed I yearn for the feeling of getting off on a Friday and feeling like
I got the weekend.
I had an honest, hard
work a week.
I had
work.
a honest week of work.
Yeah.
And now I can relax, and I feel like I deserve it because I know I put in work during the week. So I do want a beer, and I deserve a beer. And it's like, yo, vibe. And I was like, man, I told myself I miss the feeling of getting off on a Friday.
Yeah. I just miss the feeling of being productive. Like, knowing that what I'm doing is going towards something.
And preachers.
I'm telling you, that was my feeling. I was like, man, I miss the feeling of being off. Because it's like you so hope and you feel like you deserve to relax and get you a beverage.
Yeah.
Man, I'm unemployed. I was like, bro,
I don't need nothing.
I can't do nothing. I don't deserve to eat.
I was like, one, I only got this amount of money and I don't know how long this is going to last. So people say you want to go to the bar. It's like, it ain't that I don't want to, but it's I don't know how long this got to last me. So I got to like move right because I don't know how long this is supposed to last. And man, that was a rough time, man. And then I felt like it was crazy for me because it was like I didn't sign my lease until December. I got into my apartment in December, lost my job beginning of January.
That was wild.
So that
was wild.
So it was like I was like, man, like if I didn't have this in place, it wouldn't even been no pressure. I could have just went home, chilled, found something when I found it, whatever. It would have sucked a little bit, but now it's like, nah, you literally just signed the lease.
You got to pay that.
So now it's like you got monthly bills attached to that you got to figure out how you gonna pay every month, and it's like and then it was like I had an okay job enough to where my unemployment was equivalent to if I would have just went and got a job at Walmart. So it's like okay, even if I just want to go get like a job like that's dang near what I'm getting paid to be unemployed, so it don't make sense to
it's not even advantageous
to mess up my unemployment
just to do this
and man,
just to make the same amount when I can apply to other jobs.
Because seriously, because it's like
I'm laughing about something else.
But it's like it's not that I don't want to work, but it's like for the same amount, it don't really make no sense to work.
I can be more productive without working.
Bro,
and getting
it was such a blur, bro. I would be applying for 30 and 20 20, 30 jobs a day easily. And you know what was so frustrating? It's like people like I get it because when you in that position, and that's why I don't do that now. Like, don't oversimplify life to me. I was like, I promise if I could get a job, I would have one. I don't like this. I don't want to be here. Because the people are like, well, did you? Yeah. Did you? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, did you? Yeah. You went to that job? Yeah. Like, I was like, I promise you, it ain't nothing that I'm not doing. Like,
I'm exhausting
all my options. I'm applying. I'm not just applying for 2 jobs that I think might be cool and then just chill for 2 months. Nah, I'm hitting this every day. I go to the coffee shop with my friend and he doing his work. I'm literally just applying for jobs. I'm trying. And then it's like, at that point, I was open to any industry. I was just a mercenary. I just wanted to make money. So it wasn't even like I was just like,
you didn't care what he was doing.
It got to be this.
It get to that point.
Union Pacific, BNSF. If you know, you know.
Yes, sir.
Bro, I was everywhere. Anywhere I could be trying to get on as an operator with.
Man.
I remember I had finally got in and was able to take the test, and it really was like. Yeah, and it was really like the psychological warfare too, because it was like when I finally thought I was getting my break, I would be so humble. Like I was like, I had got to the point to where they was gonna let me take the test because you had to take a test. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go in here. It's gonna be a few people. I go to the freaking Montaigne Center in Port Arthur. If y'all know what that is, it's literally a couple of hundred people in there
like, I was about to
applying for like
big.
3 or 4 jobs. Like, and then it was like multiple, like 100 people sessions taking the test. So the pool was ridiculous.
400, 500.
And it was just like,
And
then it's like I'm following up and stuff. And like I say, man, it's just like
you doing your due diligence.
Just when you think you about to crack through, you don't. And man, you just kept
get all
going.
the way there.
That could be a real blow.
And then like you say, it's like it's such an emotional journey because some days you just up and really motivated. I'm about to get to it. And other days it's like,
you only want to get out of bed.
Bro, it's like I just applied for 100 jobs in a week, and I'm doing this every week.
Man, I had a career coach.
I'm about to say, then it's crazy too. If like, because at first when I was unemployed, I got like an interview the first week, so I was like, oh, okay, it's different this time.
I'm in this thing.
Next thing you know, them interviews slow up. Then it's none. Then at that point, you just hope for an interview and think, okay, if I get to that point, I can take it from there. And like I say, it was just, man.
I got broke all the way down to Chicken Express, bro.
It was a long 4 months, man.
Fast food.
I had 4 months of unemployment.
Yeah, 4 months.
I had 4.
Yeah, it's man. I had a career coach, bro. I'm doing everything. She like, well, yeah, it sounds like you're doing everything.
Yes, I am.
And I'm like, well, what are you supposed to be doing for me? like how? Like, what am I supposed to do from here if I'm doing everything? I done had like kind of like how Ed said, like in the beginning when I first finished, it was like, man, I had interviews lined up, and I'm getting to like second round, third round, and after that third round, they be like, well, we went with somebody with a little bit more experience. Well, you knew that they had more experience than me.
Why did you
beforehand?
Fucking mad, bro.
And I went like all the way until the last round. Do you remember that one? Mm-hmm. I got all the way to the last round. Like I'm following up, like everything good. They talking to me like I got the job and everything, and then they ghosted me for like a month before they even said that they ain't want me. Like, and it was like that, and then it started getting closer and closer to when Emery was about to be born.
That's anxiety.
And I'm just like,
that's anxiety inducing.
Man, that's a different type of pressure.
I'm talking about, bro. I'm like, at that point, like my prayers stopped going from, God, just, give me something to get my foot in the door, to, man, give me something before he born. Like, I don't want to, like, I can't bring no kid into the world and I ain't got no income. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
a real prayer.
Yeah, for real. I'm talking about like, I'm like on my knees, like just, I don't know. Like I'm like screaming, like I don't know what to do. Like I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know the right way. Like
I don't know how else to get this across.
Yeah, but I'm cursing and everything. I'm just like, well, I don't know what you want at this point. Like I'm down bad. Like I ain't got no income coming in. My baby here now.
Yes.
We staying in my mama house. My whole family. Yeah. Come on, bro. Like I'm just like, man, I don't know what you want.
Sometimes I used to sit in the dark, no music, nothing, no TV, just sitting in the dark, just like, man.
Man, I done went on so many walks, so many drives, just driving.
You, bro,
just
this is psychological warfare, the unemployment, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, shout out to anybody that's in there right
now. And then it's too, I think what make it harder is like, they don't tell you, you don't know how long it's going to be for your unemployment. Because if somebody told me, okay, it's going to be 4 months. Then you can be like, okay, first 2 months, then shoot, third, fourth month, I'm start enjoying this before I go back to work. It's
almost over.
Yeah.
But it's just like when you don't know when your time gonna ever be, and you like just in survival mode. Like you literally just trying to survive.
You don't know when it's gonna come.
Yeah, you just looking around like, man.
Like you literally got to calculate stuff. Like, okay, I just got invited to go here. If I go get a meal, like, okay, I need to. Or it's like if I get this meal, I need to make sure I only eat half, then take the rest for leftovers, so I can at least make it worth it if I'm gonna spend this like money. And it wasn't even no crazy, man. I'm talking about $20-$30. Like hold on, that's tipping the scale. And it's like too, and then too, it's kind of like that whole, you want to try to do it on your own and survive yourself, and you don't want to
pull yourself up.
Buy your bootstraps.
Hey, but I ain't had no boots.
Yeah, me either.
Man, I ain't had no boots, bro.
Maybe if I had them steel toes, I can go work out there. Out
there on the road.
Yeah, grab me a no mix, man.
Them days used to be long, man.
But
300, bro.
Actually,
applications. You just stop reading the descriptions.
I wish I would have kept track of how many jobs I applied for, because I know.
Y'all should have seen some of the stuff I was applying for.
Man, I'm about to say, I know for a fact in 4 months, I can confidently say I know I applied for at least 1,000 jobs. Like I say, I didn't. Like that was my job was to find a job. So it wasn't like I was
easy.
Like only applying for stuff, then taking a few days off. Now it's like every day I'm looking at something.
Man,
y'all making stuff pop up, man.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm applying to so many jobs, bro. I'm not looking at the descriptions no more. I done changed my resume like 4 or 5 times. I done changed my portfolio 4 or 5 times. Like I'm doing whatever I can do to get it in. And then I got like that little call center job that it was like contract. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm thankful. Like I can breathe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I got a job looking for a job now. This ain't the job I want. And I'm making less than I was when I was working at the bank. You know what I'm saying? So it was it was a lot, bro.
I remember that. So after I graduated and I went home, I was working at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
I just let that go. You know what I'm saying? Like I just stayed there and worked VMAC. Had my little apartment I had my senior year of college.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I hadn't been in that thing in like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Came back, fruit flies all in there. It was nasty.
Yeah.
Asked Buddha when we walked in there because I had just let everything. I just saved the money.
Yeah.
Ended up eventually just getting evicted from them.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, to keep it real with y'all, I had just got evicted because I couldn't keep up with the payments. You know what I'm saying? But that's what made AmeriCorps so advantageous. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a team leader.
Mm-hmm.
The government paying for my housing.
Mm-hmm.
They paying for the food.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And they paying you.
And they paying me.
Yeah.
And I do have a correction because I got to cover AmeriCorps people that listen to this. Okay, we got paid $12,000 a year. So that was the whole year, $12,000.
Yeah.
For 11 months as a team leader.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that much money, but I didn't even have to think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because everything was being provided for me. And that was just such a lucrative, appealing situation. It's just like, bro, I just don't even got to, it was so bad. I was like, I don't even got to worry about, where my meal coming from or how to have a roof. It's already there. And you know what I mean? I just had to accept it, bro. I had to accept that was my best opportunity because I didn't have nothing else. I remember
just trust the process.
Well, I was driving down from Easton because I had a girlfriend. We was driving down from Easton. Well, I remember when that coordinator lady called me from California, like asked me if I wanted the job. Boy, I must have pulled over. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's something. Like,
yes, sir.
It's a little bit of something.
This is the first good news I've heard.
Had in a long time. Like, just for me, though. For me.
Yeah.
Just outlook on life type stuff, And that ended up being like the best decision I made. Bro. Yeah. Because I would not be here without that.
Got to see the world.
See the world.
Man.
But it was like, even when he hit me up about that promotion or whatever, I was like, I just started bad. I said, I wouldn't even have this if I didn't do this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be at this company unless I went to New York.
Well, see,
How did I go to New York? I met this dude that put me on to the startup. Where I met him? At America. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's what I say. I feel like
you said, be grateful.
Well, I'm gonna say too. I feel like you can always talk about what you should have did different, but at the end of the day, you had to go through everything you had to go through to get to this point in your life. And if you would have did something slightly different,
it'd be totally different.
Yeah, you wouldn't have even gotten here. So that's why I say I feel like it's all
come together.
A part of the journey. It's all necessary. And then too, I don't know. Well, for me, because like I said, those unemployment days, they always humble me to the point where I'll never complain about getting to go to a job because I know what it feels like to not. Even if, I don't feel the best physically, like if I'm sick, but still, like the fact that I got a job to go to, because I know what the other end of it is. And that's why I say that's. So for me, that was like one of the things too, where it's like, I don't, work, might be a long day or whatever, but at the end of the day, man, like, shoot, that's better than the alternative option. Yeah. So because like I said, I just remember that. I remember this exact moment where I felt that way. I had that revelation where I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie. If I ever get a job, I'm never gonna complain about going to it. And it was when I think I told this story about the job fair, and I had my suit on. And like I'm thinking like I'm about to finally get an opportunity, and all the jobs, like I say, paying 10, 12 an hour. I was like, well, that don't really help me. Because I'm making that, getting that for my unemployment. And I was like, man, and it was so many people there, and it just made me realize, like, nah, you ain't the only one that's looking for a job.
It's not owed to you.
Like we're not owe you nothing.
It don't owe to you.
Like, man, whenever I finally get back in, I'm not gonna never complain. Like I say, I don't. Whatever the day might be, whatever. Because this right here, how humbling and how hard this is, and you felt like. You did everything you was quote unquote supposed to do at this point. They said go to school. They said do this, and you did all that, and you here.
Fun, they said,
twice.
You
and I think that was the biggest battle. Like I said, I was at war with myself. That was part of it because it was like I would ask myself, like, well, what did you do wrong? Like, what could in my mind, I did everything I was supposed to, and it's
you got a master's degree,
and it's like, and I'm still here, and it's like. I don't know, because like I said, that was very humbling for me and stuff. That's why, like, when people going through that season in their life, I don't try to oversimplify it. I just try to offer some encouraging words, stick through it. And,
I don't even try to I'd be like, hey man, it's coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
it's
about to say,
coming.
I
Just
don't
stick
try
with
to
it, bro.
oversimplify. I'm like, well, did you try this? Because it's like, nah. I know, especially the people that's around me. Like, if they ain't got no job, it ain't because they don't want one. So it's like, I know they doing exhausting all their options and doing everything they can. So at that point, I'm just there to try to be encouraging.
No.
Yeah, and let you know you're not alone. Because because unemployment will send you into isolation. Like, even if you ain't even trying, because it's just like, well, I ain't got no money to do anything, and let's be frank, everything in life costs money. So even just to go socialize with your friends costs
something.
It's
money,
something
typically. So
you're gonna have to pay for something.
And it's just like you get to a point where it's like, well, can't really got the money to do that. So only thing that's really free is to sit in the place where you pay bills, and technically that ain't free because you paying to do that.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to pay that anyway. So at least that's the.
But your mind
get your money's worth.
But your mind a little bit more easy. Like, I pay for this
because I can't spend any additional.
But also, like said, you just don't be like, I don't got nothing to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to be jubilant about.
I'm about to say, it's the weekend. People ready to go up. They got some little fun stuff in town. It's like, bro, cool. I ain't having fun right now. This shit ain't fun.
Yeah, I don't deserve fun.
I fight for my life.
Yeah, that's bro. That was like the biggest thing.
Bro.
Just like, bro, do I even deserve this? Like, do I? Like, even the Brotherhood trip last year, like, I was debating on going to that or not.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I wasn't working no more.
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, like, I'm back to this situation. I was just like, man, I do not want to go out here
and mess it up.
And I gotta drive 5 hours. I gotta put gas in my car. A nail went into my tire on the way there. So I was like, man, I really hope that this ain't. Yeah, it was a whole lot, man.
Snowball.
Man. But it was just a lot of like, I dang near don't deserve this. Like, but a lot of it, Ed helped me with. Cause it'd have been days where, like, usually when we on the phone for a few hours, but we always just like talking, chopping it up. But a lot of those times, whenever I was unemployed, he was just sitting there listening to me like go off for like 2.5, 3 hours. Yeah, and every now and then he'd be like, "Yeah, I know, bro. I know. Yeah, Yep. Yeah, I understand. Yep. Well, why they? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But a lot of that helped me, because if I wouldn't have had an outlet to just voice my, you'll
never know what it turned into.
Yeah, man.
Which is also what I was about to say. When somebody is going through that and they responding in ways that it might not be as healthy as you think it is, they'll be like, "Hey, man, like, who am I?
Yeah,
who am I? I'm not here to judge, because when I was in that situation, I responded in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Like,
you gotta know that ain't for me.
Yeah.
I was angry.
Yeah, 10 years of aggression.
Yeah,
bro. I was so angry, bro.
I was just disappointed. It
was a range of emotions.
I was like defeated. I was defeated.
I was defeated. I was scared. I was defeated. Disappointed.
I was so defeated, bro.
Like, why did you quit your job?
I was so defeated, bro. I was like, bro, Ed, this stuff they got this for. I was like, bro, man, you know what I'm saying?
It was bad.
Man, it was bad, bro. It was bad. But go ahead.
Well, I was trying to figure out, because I went through unemployment twice. I was trying to figure out which one was worse. I think
you did.
Heck yeah.
Oh, when you first graduated and then you got the job.
Then after grad school,
Then
after that's how that happened. Because after grad school, I had a job, quote unquote dream job. Lost it.
Yes.
Yeah, you lost it.
And that was after the Denver trip we was just talking about. I never went back to work after the Denver trip.
When you got back to Denver, they was like, we're going to need our laptop.
Yeah. Because I didn't go in to work that Monday after the Denver trip.
You did.
And I got caught because we always had a meeting, and I was like, okay, I'll just catch up on Tuesday. Then my boss was like, well, hey, let me know when you land, because there's some stuff we got to talk about what happened in the meeting. And I was like, that wasn't the culture there. It was like, whatever you missed, we'll catch you up on whenever. It's not that deep. So when he told me, it was like, yeah, man, we lost the investor, and they're gonna have to pretty much let everybody go. They're only keeping on the heads of the department.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey.
Yeah.
So I'm about to say, and then,
that's the call I got in 2020 when I got laid off in New York. I'm like, man, I'm all the way out here in New York.
I'm in New York.
I'm in New York, bro. Like,
Yeah.
What I'm about to do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was a doozy, man.
was tough,
That one was tough. Because like you say, it's like.
That was a good job too.
Well, no, because
like
that was a journey to get to that because I was unemployed.
Yeah,
moved back home to recalibrate.
Yeah,
got a job.
Everybody got that move home.
As I say,
everybody.
Moved home. Got a job to get me back to Dallas. Then got that opportunity, which I thought it was the same amount of money, but it was just like in the field I actually wanted to be in. I always dreamed of working in downtown.
Yeah,
all this good stuff. Got that. Thinking, okay, I'm back. I done went through my storm. Then nope, that was over with. Worst storm ever.
Yeah.
And it was just like, man, that one was harder than the other one. But that one was just like, and like I said, then I had the apartment, so it wasn't like I could just be like, okay, go home, recalibrate.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, you got a lease now. That just started.
And
that was a wild part too. It was like it just started. Like if I would have just like
waited.
And it would have been. But sometimes I felt like I had to do that because, like I said, I felt like that, like literally,
it kept a fire under you.
Well, and it literally changed like the way I was living altogether. Because when I was with the startup company, I had a completely different lifestyle.
Yeah,
it was like I felt like that unemployment literally. I felt like that was God way telling me, nah, you need to sit down and recalibrate, Rick, dog. You going down a different path, man.
Yeah.
I was having a great time, but it's like, nah, okay.
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta
get
tighten up. You too loose, so
you too loose, baby. Tighten up.
You too loose, OG. You too loose, OG.
That's exactly what that did. Because from then I looked at stuff completely different and then too, bro, it's like when I was unemployed, I just thought about all the money that I wasted. Like when I had that job at the startup company, I never in life for 6 months, I never bought my lunch. Never. I literally ate out every single, and y'all know I like to eat, so it wasn't like I was skipping lunch. No, I literally ate out every day for lunch. And I was like, dang, just imagine if I would have just
held on to that.
Fruit one day. Just went to, went and got some salads from Walmart or something. Just like
did that for like 3 weeks.
It would have cut, and it was like you just started thinking about dang, bro. Then you was going out 3-4 times a week. What do you got to show for that? Like you look around, you
start questioning yourself, reprimanding yourself.
4 months, bro. I had 4 months. I was like, bro, you ain't got nothing but memories. I was like, they was cool.
Yeah, but look at you now. That's.
Bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Once you know it's bad once you start counting that money that you spent and start being like, well, just think about how much money I would have right now if I did that.
100. What?
Yeah.
150?
On what?
Bro,
in 2 hours?
Never bought my
at
lunch.
the club.
Yeah.
So you know how much my lunch costs now?
Yeah.
I get a bushel of bananas
and some Ritz crackers,
some peanut butter that lasts me for like a month at least, and some Ritz crackers. Come on, bro. Yeah. And I was eating out every day for lunch.
I just had a revelation.
Yeah. No, for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I was like, man, man, bro, that unemployment, it's a different animal. Anybody that's going through that, man, just stay encouraged. It will end.
Shout out to you, man.
I know it ain't gonna feel like it every day.
Mm-hmm. Not at all. Maybe some days you're gonna be up, other days you won't. But just know, at some point in time, you ain't gonna be where you at right now.
It's coming.
Every day you gonna move a little bit closer.
I said that's the difference about that tunnel and walking in the darkness. You see the light, but you truly don't know how close it really is.
Exactly.
You just gotta know that there really is light right there.
Coming.
That tunnel.
It's coming though.
That tunnel be dark as hell though, so I get it.
Yeah, nah.
Sometimes that light just be like a little smidget where he's like, is that or am I just tripping at this point?
And sometimes it get really bright and then it get really dark again. Man. So you just gotta take it for what it is.
Even, bro, that tunnel.
Sometimes tunnel real big, real small.
Yeah, bro, man. Sometimes you gotta like take a couple steps back. Like
it's just get dark.
Sometimes you gotta put your hand on the wall.
Yeah. Like I say, man,
take a seat.
Sometimes you're gonna get tired, but you still gotta put that foot in front of the other because that's the only way you're gonna get to the light. If you keep walking,
keep walking.
That's the only way.
Because if you give up, it ain't gonna never end.
Like Ed said, to see the sky again.
You gotta see the sky. You gotta pivot to see the sky.
Gotta pivot to see the sky. Yes, sir.
That's one foot in front of the other, man.
I did want to shout out Black, man. He passed his LVN test, man, and got some jobs coming his way, man. So
Shout out to Black.
Shout out, man.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Black.
man.
Good man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good
sir.
man. Good man.
Shout out to Miko starting his new job.
Oh yeah, shout out to Miko. Yeah,
Double salute.
Double salute, man.
Triple salute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Golly. New season right here, man.
Yeah.
New season. Okay.
Yeah.
But work, that's we went from work, unemployment to
Yeah.
hey, whatever stage you are in your workforce journey, keep yourself centered, stay prayed up. And like they say, what's for you gonna be for you. So
And you are the blessing.
Yeah, and this has been episode 103 of the Transferable Experience podcast. Like always, remember to do all the things on all the things. Till next time.
You're